Hello, it is time for my September TBR. I have huge plans as usual, tons of books I want to read, some fun events that I am participating in, and I can't wait to share it all with you. So in September, I'm participating in 4 book clubs and a read-along. I'm hoping to get all of these on my TBR, so I will talk to you as they come up. If not, I'm going to share all the details at the end. There are a couple readathons and reading challenges that I am participating in September as well. I'm not going to go through my TBRs for anything here. One of them I do have a TBR video for, so I'll have that linked for you. And that's a seasonal spooky challenge hosted by Cassidy from Covers with Cassidy. That runs September, October, and November in theory, but you can complete it at your own pace. I'm going to try to get some of those books on my TBR for September because I do want to try to get to some of them this month and spread it out over 3 months. And then I am also planning on participating in a Survive the Night Readathon hosted by Jessie from Reading with Jess, and Halloweenathon hosted by Kelsey from Slime and Slashers starts in September as well. So I will talk about everything in more detail after the game. Hopefully I can get on as many books as possible and chat about things as we go. So let's start the game. In September, I am prepping for some really exciting October content a little bit. So I plan on starting in the horror room here, going through the free genre, horror, maybe thriller, another free genre, and out of my comfort zone, or maybe through thriller and up in the left corner. We'll see how the board treats us. Roll 1. I guess I should put this over here where I'm starting. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A horror book that I read with Kindle Unlimited. For this one, I am going with Lacuna's Point by Tim Meyer. This is Kelsey from Simon Slasher's book club pick for the month, and I am co-hosting. It is only happening on Discord this month, so we'll be chatting about that there. I will have the Discord linked for you. This is a horror book, and I have read from this author before and gave Paradise Club 4 stars. So 3 years ago, someone's daughter went missing. Then she receives a text 3 years later that leads her to believe her daughter might still be alive, and she follows this rabbit hole to the coastal town of Lacuna's Point. And there's something very wrong with the place. No one's ever seen what the mayor looks like. There's this huge clock tower that holds something sinister, and our main character is unraveling the mystery of her missing daughter, and the town begins to change as she does so. This sounds so fun. It is a little on the longer side at just under 400 pages, but I thought that Paradise Club was really fun, so I'm excited to read this one for the Midnight Book Society. Roll 2. 9. Doors unlocked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Any genre that a friend gave 5 stars. For this one, I'm going with The Day of the Door by Laurel Hightower. I've given this author 4 and 5 stars before, so I'm really excited for this one. I believe it was Katrina from Katrina Brown who has given this 5 stars, and I've also seen other people read it and really enjoy it. I think I've talked about this in a video before. Was it a TBR? I don't know. I've been really failing at my TBRs, but I made sure that the books that I put on my TBR this month were ones that were like really a priority because I have video plans for them and things like that. This is following a family who loses a family member, and it seems like the mom caused it, and then 2 decades later she is promising to finally reveal the truth of what happened, and there's a paranormal investigative team. This cover is very creepy, and I have such high hopes for this one. Roll 3. 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Door is locked. Remove 1 book from TBR. Oh, it's so early to be doing this. I am going to be removing The Day of the Door just because I don't want to remove a book club book. I am hoping to get to this one though. Like, it sounds really good and I feel like it would work well for the start of the season. I'm assuming this one has grief horror elements. Laurel Hightower does a lot of that, and I'm hoping to still get to it as I usually do whenever I put a book on my TBR and then have to remove it, but this one is officially off of my TBR. This really messed with my plans. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Doors unlocked. 13, 14, 15. A mystery that is an author's debut. I am going to cheat I made the rules here. So we are going to go with a mystery book that is an author's debut in the genre. I feel like that makes sense. So for this pick, I have The 5-Year Lie by Serena Bowen. This author has only written romance books before, so I'm counting it. It's a completely different genre, different like way of writing things. We are following one woman's search for the truth after receiving a text from her deceased ex. She thought it was love, then he vanished. Then she gets this text saying that something happened, come meet me here, and he's actually been dead for several years. Obviously it's suspicious, but she feels like she has to go anyway. So I am reading this because I am co-hosting Between the Covers Book Club, hosted by Melissa from Book Bar. There will be a live show for this on Melissa's channel, so make sure you read along with us and chat with us in the discussion. It will either be the end of September or the very beginning of October. I'm really looking forward to this one. I think it sounds fun. And I always like chatting about books on live shows, so I'm really excited and glad that I get to be part of this book club. Roll 4. 12 doubles means the store is unlocked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. A horror. Picked with a random number generator. So I counted the horror books on my physical TBR. I had 25 of them, so I put 1 through 25 on the generator, and then I just like went through and counted each of my horror books for that number. So I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones. Was this on my TBR last month? Yes. Did I read it? Obviously not. I really wanted to, but the video that I have planned for this, I needed to wait a little bit to work on it, so it ended up getting pushed back. This is a slasher from the perspective of a slasher. That's all I need to know about this. I love Stephen Graham Jones. He's one of my favorite authors. So excited. I've heard really good things about this from people that love his books. I truly cannot wait to read this. Roll 5. Okay. Triples, but doubles, if that's enough to get me to the door. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was perfect to get through there. So a thriller that Nova picks. We get to have a little guest. For those that don't know, Nova is my cat. She's my tuxedo cat. I do have 2 cats, and she got to pick between 3 thrillers. The family plot, Nowhere Like Home, and The Father She Went to Find, or something like that. The title is so long. And Nova very kindly picked the family plot, but I did have to let her eat the other treats, even though she was struggling a little bit to get to all of them. So the family plot is by Megan Collins. This is set at a lighthouse. Oh, no, just kidding. Her last name is Lighthouse. She's 26 and she's haunted by her upbringing. She was raised in a secluded island mansion deep in the woods and kept isolated by her true crime obsessed parents. But she's unable to move beyond the disappearance of her twin brother when they were 16. Her father dies and she returns back to the house, and the family realizes that her twin brother's body is actually buried in her father's plot. Then there's a serial killer who's blamed. It sounds very, very good. I read the synopsis when I got this, but like this sounds so interesting. I'm really excited for this. Roll 6. 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Another thriller that is a genre blend. A thriller genre blend is so hard. I guess there are some like combination of horror and thrillers, but I usually think of like sci-fi thrillers and sci-fi horror and like horror fantasy, and I don't really have any sci-fi thrillers on my list. I've read all of them. So I'm gonna go with Desert Places by Blake Crouch. I want to read through his backlist, and this is a mix of horror thriller. We're following a novelist who finds his peaceful life transformed into a nightmare by a mysterious killer who has framed him for the murder of a young woman whose body is found buried on his property, covered in his blood, and he is threatened to be turned over to the police unless he does what this unknown random person wants from him. I love Blake Crouch's sci-fi thrillers, well, Dark Matter and Recursion, and I also really love his Wayward Pines trilogy, so I'm really looking forward to reading his backlist. Roll 7. 9, and we have to start. Door is locked. Remove 1 book from TBR. Hello. I once again am going to remove the book that I just talked about. I'm going to remove Desert Places because I don't have any video plans for it. That's usually what happens with things like this. I usually try to keep on like book club picks and things like that, and then ones that are for specific videos because I have a higher chance of getting to them. So this one sadly did not make the cut. Oh, what to do? This truly is not what I wanted. I might be so chaotic and go back the way I came. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A thriller. Picked with a random color generator. So I googled random color generator. I clicked on a website, clicked generate, and I got this wonderful yellow color, and I actually think it matches pretty well with The Vacation by John Mars. I'm really excited I could get this one on because I'm reading it for my John Mars read along on Patreon. This is the last month that we're reading a John Mars book before we switch to Rachel Harrison. It is a psychological thriller. It says all of them are running from something and they all have secrets they'd kill to keep. I really enjoy his sci-fi thrillers. I've read one psychological thriller from him and I gave it 4 stars. I really liked it. So I'm really looking forward to reading this one and chatting about it with everybody on Discord. Roll 8. 12. 1, 2. Doors unlocked. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. A horror from my shelves. I have the Pallbearers Club by Paul Tremblay. I just read Horror Movie and really loved it. I've heard this one is kind of similar with the style. Very loosely, I think it has something to do with vampires and this friendship, and it has these cool aspects to it. Like, it's throughout the book. I hope I like it because I have the signed copy. This is one that made it on my TBR for the seasonal spooky challenge, and it feels like a good one to start the season with, and I have such high hopes for this one after Horror Movie, so I really, really hope it doesn't let me down. Roll 9. 6 and doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Any genre. That is a backlist title. For this pick, I'm going with The Return by Rachel Harrison. I honestly don't know much about this. Julie's missing, and then 2 years to the day, she reappears with no memory of where she's been and what happens to her. And then they decide to have a reunion at a remote inn. And things are very weird. This one sounds really fun. I have enjoyed from Rachel Harrison. Roll 10. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Any genre? Well, the cats are joining us. So a dual timeline book. For this pick, I went with Heads Will Roll by Josh Winning. This is a summer camp horror. It is also on my TBR for the seasonal spooky challenge. I enjoyed Burn the Negative last year. I had some complaints with the direction it went in, but I was really enjoying it and finding it really creepy for a while. So I think I'm gonna like this one. And this is set at a camp in the woods where like rich people go to kind of reset after having like issues with the media, things like that. It's called Camp Castaway, and there's tons of famous people here trying to kind of get their life back on track. Then campers start to vanish and paranoia is growing. Roll 11. 11. 1, 2. Doors unlocked. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. A horror book that I got from a book box. We're gonna just go with the camp vibe, and I'm gonna be reading The Camp by Nancy Bush. It's kind of hard to see on this copy, but there's that if you want to see it more. This author has a lot of books. Oh my gosh. I wasn't expecting that. This is set at a summer camp. There's no synopsis in the book. Oh yeah, this is the one that there's like a creeping fog that brings death with it. And campfire stories are real. So there's something that happened in the past and it is coming back and people have to deal with everything again. Both of these books work really well for Survive the Night Readathon. I will be joining reading sprints on Jesse's channel for this, which I'm really excited about. This readathon is officially hosted by her book club and I was a co-host in January. And I will leave her announcement video linked in the description, but this is really fun. There's 10 different locations and the goal is to survive the night. So you pick a book for each location and every night the killer that is stalking the camp strikes one location. And if you are at that location, like reading your book for that place, then you're out. But you can get back into the readathon. So there are 10 locations, but you don't have to read for everything. You can just pick and choose where you go. This is taking place September 13th through 17th, and I will have everything you need in the description. I think it sounds so cool, very unique, and I'm really excited about this readathon. I'm not going to go over all the prompts. I'm not going to pick a book for every prompt at this moment, but Heads Will Roll and the camp both work for the summer camp setting. And I'm also using the camp for the seasonal spooky challenge. Roll 12. 8, 1. Doors locked. Remove 2 books from TBR. We were so close. So first up, I am going to be removing The Return. I do plan on reading this, but later in the year. And I'm also going to be removing The Family Plot, even though Nova worked really hard on this one. I just don't have video plans for this at the moment, even though it sounds so good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A horror book. Picked with a poll pick. So for this poll, I put up 3 options. Incidents Around the House. Yes, that is the title. By Josh Mallerman. The Day of the Door by Laurel Hightower. And Girl Among Crows by Brendan Veo. I put this up on Patreon and they voted for Girl Among Crows. I also told them my relationship with the author. This is new to me author. This is also on my seasonal spooky challenge TBR. This is about a cult. There's child abductions 30 years apart and somebody risking everything to find out the truth. I have this very cool copy from Twisted Retreat. It's very pretty. So very much looking forward to this. Roll 13. 7. Just a reminder that if a door is locked like this one was, I can't just go into the next room and go out. I did mess that up in a previous round of this, but I do need to go through another room to try to get out of there. 7 and doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Any genre. That is a book club pick. For this one, I'm going with Haunted Ever After by Jen DeLuca. This is a rom-com, and I am reading this because it is the Pyramid Book Club pick for September. This is a Discord book club that I run with my friends Michelle and Monica, so I'll have the Discord linked for you. This is set in a seaside town that has a lot of ghostliness to it, and there's a hallowed grounds coffee shop that the male main character owns, and he is embracing the local tourism. And then Cassie decides to buy a flipped historic cottage in Boneyard Key, and things are getting weird with the building, and she's catching a certain vibe from the grumpy coffee shop owner. It sounds fun. I don't read a lot of romance, but I think I will like the vibes of this book. Roll 14. The dice are being nice to me. 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You've escaped. So I ended up with a huge TBR from my TBR game. Usually I have like 4 or 5 books by the end, and I have 9 this time. These 5 plus these 4. The only book club book that I did not fit on is my Patreon book club pick for September, and we are reading We Used to Live Here. This is a super hyped horror book right now. I'm very excited. There's a haunted house situation going on. I don't really want to know any more about it. I've heard it's a little bit like House of Leaves, which I enjoyed the haunted house part of that, and I cannot wait to discuss this with everybody. We do Google Meet hangouts, so we actually get to talk and chat about the book. So Lucarna's Point for the Midnight Book Society, The 5-Year Lie for Between the Covers Book Club, Haunted Ever After for the Pyramid Book Club, and We Used to Live Here for the Spud or Dud Book Club, which is my Patreon one. It's potato themed. We then vote if it was like a good or bad pick, and it's Spud is good, Dud is bad, you know. I was able to fit on some of my books for the seasonal spooky challenge. That has 4 different components that you kind of mix and match certain things. It's really fun, so I'll have Cassidy's video for that linked. I'm not going over a full TBR for the Survive the Night Readathon. There is a summer camp book, but then there's 9 other prompts. You do not have to complete all of them, so that video will be linked in the description. And then also Halloweenathon hosted by Kelsey from Slime and Slashers is starting on September 22nd, running through the end of October. And the goal of this is to trick or treat treat around the Halloween-a-thon town. They have a game board that you can do this with, and they also have a bingo board. There's tons of prompts that you can fill in with things to make things work for you, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Everything that I yapped about will be in the description for you to check out. I'm very excited for my reading in September. So many fun book clubs, so many fun events going on. If you've made it to the end and want to leave me an emoji to say we're here, you can leave me a crow. Is there a crow? Some sort of bird. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.